Hi everyone, Jason here from eGolf Megastore. I'm joined by Worldwide Golf down at our El Wassel branch today. And what we're going to be doing is testing out the new F-MAX series from Cobra. I'm going to put it to the test on our eGolf simulator. I'm just going to go through a couple of things with these clubs. These clubs are designed for a specific purpose and a specific player. It's designed for a player who needs a little bit more club head speed, also needs to launch it in the air a little bit more, and who needs that little bit of help from the club to give them a little bit more draw bias or to square that club face up a little bit more. So just going into the little bit of the technology, overall the clubs are really light. They're a little bit lighter in swing weight as well as overall weight. That's just helping the player to get that little bit more club head speed, which is actually going to really benefit them in distance. So these clubs are made a little bit lighter in swing weight as well as overall weight. If you look at the driver here, as well as the hybrid and the 3-wood, they have a weight that is situated towards the heel and a little bit further back. That is designed specifically to help the toe of the club just close through the impact area, just helping you straighten out the flight. So these clubs are really all about trying to pick up a little bit of speed, nice and forgiving, and just launching it higher in the air. I'm going to put them to the test and let's see how they do. So I'm going to start off with the driver, and we're going to just hit a couple of shots. One of the things I didn't mention as I was going through it, but I'll just talk through it now because as I'm looking down at it, I can see it. The driver comes in a offset driver as well as a straight hosel. This one here I've got is the offset driver, and as I put that down, you can see that offset, and that really is also going to help promote a higher launch, but also that draw ball flight. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a hit. The other thing just to note as I'm looking down, they've got an alignment on the top of the crown, which really actually helps you square up the face at address. Okay, so that wasn't my best hit at all. I got that right out of the toe, a little bit high on the face, but reasonably good distance and pretty straight. So I'm actually really impressed. That was a poor strike on my behalf, and it's actually gone out reasonably well. Spin rate was pretty good, launch was really good, it was a bit high. So overall numbers were pretty good. Ball speed was down a little bit because I towed that, so I'm just going to give it another hit. So it's not that far offline. I would expect that to have gone a bit further offline. Okay, so that one there, you can see the draw, promoting that draw a little bit more with that offset. Again, not a great strike. Pretty happy with the result because it's pretty forgiving. I mean, I hit that right down the bottom on the face. But overall, again, numbers are pretty good. Backspin is quite low, which is good. Certainly promoting that little bit of draw bias that we're seeing. Okay, that was me trying to hold on to that one a little bit, but pretty straight. Must say, very, very forgiving golf club. Even though this is a 9.5 degree, this is actually launching really high for me. I don't launch the ball that high. I've averaged probably about 14.5 degrees launch, so it's really easy to get in the air, launch high. Club head speeds are pretty good, not too bad. I'm going to actually hit one more just so we can get a better result. Actually, as I look at that, pretty good in terms of the overall dispersion with a driver. One other thing, sorry, just to note as we're going through this, they've actually put mid-sized grips on all of the clubs, which is just giving, they're saying actually helps a little bit with feel. Most of the players, as I've looked over the years, from a fitting perspective, most players will feel a little bit more comfortable with a slightly bigger grip. So these are slightly bigger as well. Something unique in the clubs. Okay, that was actually a really good strike. That one's turned over a little bit more. Again, I'm a person who draws the ball, so I'm expecting to see quite a big draw with an offset driver as well as a draw bias driver, so I'm actually okay with that, even though that's turned over quite a bit. So if you're a player who's really struggling slicing the ball and losing that ball quite a long way to the right, this is certainly a driver to try. If you're needing a little bit more help with that, this driver will definitely help with that. I'm seeing quite a lot of draw bias on that. Okay, moving on to the 3-wood now. I'm going to just give this a few hits and see how it goes. Similar thing to the driver, seeing that alignment on the top of the crown there. Another thing to note about the Fairway Wood, it's a really shallow profile. So it really is about launching the ball with these golf clubs. That shallower profile will help you launch. What I'll do is I'll hit a couple off the tee first, and then I'll hit it off the deck. Okay, I really like that one. For me, that shape was pretty good. I'm surprised that it actually faded a little bit. Most people call that a pretty straight one, but I hit that one pretty well. Really easy to launch, at pretty good distance actually. So ball speeds were high. I like the feel of that. Really feels like quite an easy club to hit. Okay, another good strike. I just lost that a little bit to the right, which, as I said to you before, I'm actually pretty happy with in terms of shape. I don't like losing it too much to the left, so that was pretty good. I'm gonna go with one more here off the tee, and then I'll hit a couple off the deck. Okay, that would be a little bit more my shape, and I'd expect to see that with this club. That one turned over a little bit on me. What I'm seeing here as well is really good distance off the tee. I'm actually averaging pretty good distance for me off the tee there. So probably averaging about 260, yeah, 263 with those. I'm just going to hit a couple now off the deck and see. The loft on this fairway wood is 16 degrees for a 3-wood, so it's reasonably high compared to most of the 3-woods now. So I'd expect this to launch well. Having said that, I go and thin it, so that doesn't help. I'll just hit another one. So that was lower down on the face. That's why it came out quite a lot lower, and I pulled it as well, so that was more me than the golf club. Okay, that was a better one. Again, that was a pretty good strike. Again, seeing that ball turning over a little bit. That's coming from that draw bias on the weight. Again, really easy. I'm actually really impressed by this fairway wood. It's so easy to launch. Getting really good ball speeds as well with this golf club, and it's definitely going out there. So really impressed by that. So easy to hit. Moving on to the hybrid, I'm just going to hit a couple again. We've got similar things happening with this club. Still got the draw bias weight towards the heel there. Also got that alignment aid on the top, which actually really makes it easy to line this club up. What I like about this hybrid is it instills a bit of confidence. It's quite a big head, but also has quite a nice shape to it. So really like the look of it at address. That felt really nice. I must say that actually felt really nice. I did get a little bit out of the heel, but really pretty good distance there. This is a 3 hybrid, and I got that out there. Pretty good ball speeds for a hybrid for me. Okay, I towed that one completely. There you can see the shape coming in. I really hit that out of the toe. That one's turned over a little bit. Still pretty forgiving. I didn't lose as much distance on that as I thought I would. We don't need to go through the numbers on that one. That was right out of the toe. That was a better strike. Yeah, really hit that one well. Ball speed jumped quite a lot. That's going out there quite a long way. So certainly for me, some of the things that we've got to look at when they talk about technology is you've got to see the gains coming out when you're playing. That's pretty fast for me for a hybrid. I've swung that at about 102.6 miles an hour. That's pretty quick for me for a hybrid, so I can see that club is actually getting me a little bit more swing speed than I normally would. I'd expect to probably only swing a hybrid around 100, maybe 101. So seems like I've got a little bit more. That last one actually felt really, really good. Distance for me with a hybrid there for a 3 hybrid was really good. Carried that 235 yards, so I would be very happy with that. Gonna hit one more here. Okay, just turn that over again. So again, these golf clubs, if you're a player who's fading the ball, I think you're really going to get a bit of a benefit of getting these clubs, because this will straighten out your flight quite a lot. Okay, and lastly, we're going to move into the F-MAX irons. And I'm going to hit a couple here. Just a couple things to note. This iron actually has quite a deep undercut here. So they're really able to save quite a lot of weight. Again, really light golf club in terms of swing weight and overall weight. As you put it down, just a really forgiving looking golf club. So let's give that a hit. Yeah, that felt really easy to use. Certainly, I can notice quite a big difference with this lighter swing weight. I'm used to quite a bit heavier golf club overall. My shafts I play are probably about 30 grams heavier than these shafts, and my swing weights are probably maybe about 3 or 4 swing weights heavier as well. So definitely noticing that lighter weight, but so easy to launch, so easy to swing. These clubs don't have as strong as a loft as some of the newer clubs or the more modern clubs that we're seeing today. These clubs are probably 1 or 2 degrees weaker than some of the other brands that we're seeing in the same lineup as this. So really seeing launch, I mean, I've actually launched that at 20.4 degrees, which is really high launch for me. And again, seeing quite an improvement on my club head speed because of this weight. So that should help a lot of players pick up quite a bit of distance. Okay, ball speed is certainly good on this golf club. Even though it's a weaker loft, I've actually hit that quite a long way. I've got that out there some pretty good distance. That's 125 miles an hour almost ball speed, and that last one I've carried out there at 191 yards. It was a little bit of a pull, so it's gone a little bit further. Okay, a little bit out of the toe, so again, really surprised how forgiving this golf club is. I mean, even the distance control there is pretty good as I've hit those few. These irons are so easy to use, really getting high launch with them, and definitely picked up a little bit of club head speed from the lighter setup. So definitely helping the things that they've said. I was a bit nervous about these clubs, but I must say, these clubs have actually really impressed me. The driver is easy to launch. There's definitely draw bias in that. That certainly is something that I can see even in my own game. The ball was definitely working right to left for me with the driver, and I would expect that to help and straighten out a player that has a fade. So that would be something, if you have a fade, that would be a club that would be really good. I really like the feel of the Fairway Wood and the hybrids. They came out really solid, easy to launch off the deck, and the actual feel of the golf club is fantastic. The iron definitely got a little bit more club head speed from that lighter weight and actually hit the ball pretty far, good ball speed. So overall, I'm actually really impressed by this golf club. I think these will benefit a lot of players. The one thing that I haven't spoken about, which also is a very positive thing, is these actually come with a really good price tag. They're really reasonable priced. So if you're a player who is needing a little bit of help with a little bit of club head speed, need to launch the ball in the air a little bit, and also if you tend to slice the ball and miss the ball to the right, these are definitely clubs that you should look at. If you're in the UAE, come down and see us at eGolf Megastore, where you can test this F-MAX series out, put them to the test against your own clubs. We can custom fit them, get them right for your own swing and your own game, and you can see the benefits of these clubs. Take care. Cheers.